Welcome back to History of Simple Things. Today's topic comes from two of our viewers, Stephen Eddington and Gagan Sharma. Thanks for the suggestion. Both of you asked, where did the words hello and goodbye come from? And how did they become universal? If you've ever answered a phone, greeted a neighbor, or signed off an email, you've probably used these words hundreds of times without a second thought. They seem simple, ordinary, even invisible, but each has a fascinating history and a surprising journey to global recognition. So how did these everyday words evolve? And why do we use them the way we do today? Stick around as we uncover the story of hello and goodbye right here on History of Simple Things. Before hello existed, greetings were far less standardized. In medieval Europe, people greeted each other with blessings, questions, or commands rather than a neutral word. You might ask, "How do you do?" or say something religious like, "God be with you," or simply acknowledge someone's presence without a formal greeting at all. Many greetings were deeply tied to social hierarchy. Who you were talking to mattered more than the words themselves. In fact, for centuries, hello wasn't even considered polite conversation. Early forms of the word existed, but they were more like shouts. Think of something closer to hey or ho. Sounds used to get someone's attention, not gently open a conversation. Hello, as we know it, didn't really take off until the 19th century, and oddly enough, technology played a huge role. When the telephone was invented, people suddenly faced a strange new problem. How do you greet someone you can't see? Early phone users experimented with different options. Alexander Graham Bell famously preferred ahoy, borrowing the term from nautical language. But it was Thomas Edison who suggested hello as the standard greeting for answering the phone. Not because it was elegant, but because it was practical. It was loud, clear, and easy to understand over crackly early phone lines. Once telephone operators began answering calls with hello, the word spread rapidly. What had once been a casual exclamation became the default way to start a conversation, first in English-speaking countries and then far beyond. As English grew into a global language through trade, colonization, media, and later the internet, hello came along for the ride. Even in places where English isn't the primary language, hello became instantly recognizable. Movies, television, radio, and pop music reinforced it endlessly. It didn't replace local greetings entirely, but it became a linguistic shortcut, something everyone understood, even if they didn't speak fluent English. Hello also had the advantage of being emotionally neutral. It doesn't imply closeness or distance, respect or disrespect. It works between strangers, friends, co-workers, and even enemies. That flexibility made it incredibly powerful and incredibly portable. While hello is surprisingly modern, goodbye has a much deeper and more emotional origin. The word we casually toss out today is actually a contraction of a blessing. God be with ye. The first known written record of this phrase appears in 1573 in a letter by English writer Gabriel Harvey, where it was spelled Godbwye. Over time, as spoken English evolved and phrases were shortened for convenience, God be with ye slowly compressed into short forms and eventually settling into goodbye. Originally, saying goodbye wasn't just about ending a conversation. It was about wishing someone safety and divine protection as they left. In a world where travel was dangerous and separation could be permanent, parting words mattered deeply. Goodbye carried the weight of uncertainty, faith, and hope all wrapped into a single phrase. As societies became more secular and daily life less perilous, the spiritual meaning behind goodbye slowly faded. The word stayed, but the blessing quietly disappeared. By the time goodbye became standardized in modern English, most speakers no longer associated it with God at all. It turned into a polite, emotionally flexible way to end an interaction, just formal enough but not heavy. Like hello, it adapted beautifully to changing times. It could be sincere or rushed, warm or automatic, meaningful or forgettable. That adaptability helped it survive, while many older farewell phrases faded into obscurity. So why did these words, out of countless possibilities, become so dominant? The answer lies in simplicity and timing. Hello arrived right when the world needed a universal opener for modern communication. Goodbye evolved from something deeply human, a wish for safety, into a practical social tool. Both words are short, easy to pronounce, emotionally flexible, and culturally neutral enough to travel well. As global communication exploded through phones, media, and eventually the internet, the world didn't just need shared technology. It needed shared language habits. Hello and goodbye filled that gap perfectly. Today, these words act like invisible bookends around our interactions. They quietly signal when something begins and when it ends, even if we never stop to think about it. Hello and goodbye help smooth social moments, reduce awkwardness, and give conversations a sense of completion, whether we're speaking face-to-face or through a screen. What's remarkable is how these once local English words became globally understood, adapting to phones, emails, and modern communication without losing their purpose. So the next time you say hello or goodbye, remember, you're not just being polite. You're using centuries-old tools that still shape how humans connect every single day. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.